Hi, everybody. I was just uh, putting together a new video and I thought I would talk about what's been going on with me lately. I have been a renter in the greater Cleveland, Ohio area for a number of years now in a small town. And I like it. I like the changing of the seasons. I like being able to grow a garden. I like a lot about this area. Living near, not too far away from Cleveland is fun as far as like sporting events and concerts and things like that. There's always stuff to do. The theater, fun stuff. But anyways, and I've always been a renter, and I've moved a lot. I've lived in a lot of places: apartments, townhouses, condos, houses with yards, and things like that. And up until around, I'd say 2015-ish, it was pretty easy to find a place. You could, if you were interested in moving, you just opened up the newspaper or Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace, and you looked around and you found a place, and you went and talked to the landlord and decided whether or not you wanted it. Fairly easy to do. Right around 2015, I was in the market for moving into a house. I wanted to get it back into a house. And I found a great place. It's a little 2-bedroom, 1-bath cottage right on the lake, and very, very comfortable, warm. It's a cozy little cocoon. And I love it. And my landlord is just wonderful. Now, he's an older gentleman, and through the years, he's been, at first he would, sometimes he would reach out and help me do things, like once a year he'd come over and do some landscaping with me and things like that. But for the most part, and I've lived there for about 10 years now. And for the most part, for the last couple of years, I've pretty much left him alone. He doesn't really come around. He's gotten much older now. And I don't want to bother him or his wife. They're just dear people. But with that said, being that he's older, I have to think, okay, what happens if something were to happen? What would happen to my ability to rent this house? Is there anything that would make me have to move suddenly? And that one, I've always wondered that. And my son lives with me, my adult son, and my 7-year-old grandson lives with us. And I need to make sure that I have them situated. And I'm getting older myself, and looking forward to, eventually retiring. And am I in the market to buy the house if something were to happen? I'm not there financially. So I started kind of looking around, and we have a couple of mobile home communities in my town, and some of them are, a little bit less desirable, but there's one that's really nice, and I know some people that live in here, and it's a very nice family park. And sure enough, a mobile home went up for sale, and I went and looked at it and spoke to the people that own it. And so then it just so happened that I ended up buying it for a really, really great deal. It needs some work. It's a mobile home. It's a 1990, and it definitely needs cleaned very thoroughly, which I've been working on. But it also needs, the walls painted, and it needs new skirting. And I actually just put a new roof on it. I went with a metal roof, and it looks beautiful. This Amish gentleman and his crew came out, and they tackled the job within just a half of a day. They started at 8 a.m., hammers, drills, whatever they needed, and they were done by 1 o'clock. I couldn't believe it. And it looks beautiful. And I'll post some pictures to show you. But back to what I was saying, I'm not used to living in a mobile home. So, and it's wintertime, and I mean, winter's over, but just recently the weather's been nice enough where I'm starting to see people outside more. Um, I'm still renting the house. I'm just barely renting this. I mean, I lease the lot that this mobile home sits on, but the reason that I still have the house is because I still have my son and my grandson, and I have two dogs and a cat, and we just have an enormous amount of stuff to do with that house. So, I mean, it's just such a huge weight off of my shoulders knowing that if anything does happen and I can't continue renting that house, we just move over here. But I've been using this place as like it's almost like a spa. It's like an escape. I mean, I feel like I'm on vacation. I come over here, it's quiet. I buy, little things here and there for it. I'm furnishing it slowly. I'm bringing things over from the house that didn't need to be at the house, making it very comfortable in here. And just I come over here and it's just peaceful and quiet, and like I said, this is a family park, but it's a very nice park, and I'm very, very pleased with it so far. But that's what's been going on with me. So I've just been doing my thing with that, and kind of just getting used to being here and the noises it makes and whatnot. But I got the metal roof on. My next project will be to replace the skirting. I do have to do the skirting all the way around because the previous owners, their teenage son had come with a weed whip, and he came too close all the way around. So like literally if you look, there's little tiny holes all the way around. So I've got to replace the skirting. So that's my next project. And then of course I want to pressure wash the whole thing and get it all nice and cleaned up and spiffy. And then after that, then I'll start doing some landscaping and having some fun with it. And eventually, maybe next year, I'll put a deck on it on the outside and have a nice little outdoor seating area. But so that's what I've been doing because I am going to be 60 years old in May. And this is kind of like a 60th birthday present to myself, preparing for what, what's going to be like in a few years when I do move into retirement. I mean, 65 to 70, am I going to continue working for my employer who's wonderful, my wonderful employer? Am I going to continue working for them for another 10 years or only 5? If I do retire at 65, well, I'll have had 5 years to make this place just perfect. And it's very low cost living, and I'm really proud of myself, and I think I made a really smart move. I'm still in the town that I've really grown to love, and I'm still my grandson stays in his school district, and it's just everything's good. So life is good. And I just wanted to touch base with everyone and let you know what's been going on with me. And this is what's been keeping me busy. And yeah, so that's that. So hope everybody's doing great, and happy spring. And I'll be making some more videos. Talk to you later. Bye.